It's the Athletic, and they pulled some players who had gone through the NIL process. And some of the so they would ask each player the questions. Again, this was anonymous, or at least currently anonymous, because in a lot of cases the players gave a little too much information. Like there was no filter. So people were going to piece together the comments and the players. Sometimes they gave a position and the schools that recruited them, and it's going to come back. Like, because they were talking about a couple of questions. Who your thoughts on NIL money? Was money ever discussed, and how much? And here are some of the responses. And I'm just letting you know that this is fantastic. Player one said, I was offered $400K a year. It was very surprising for sure because, well, I'm a defensive back. Jay?
If you're good, that's cheap. Right?
Player number three said, someone tried to throw $1 million at me on signing day. Somebody called my parents and my coaches. My loyalty to the program was questioned. I said, if I signed with somebody worth over $1 million, and I'll make more money in time. Player four said, I don't want to answer that one. It was more than $1 million. Player seven, $3.2 million over 4 years. That's what I was offered. Mind you, he didn't take that one. He did. So what did he get? And quite frankly, there's only a couple of schools that this player could have been recruited by.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the tracking is in play. Jay?
I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of stories. I wonder, like, say 15 years from now, that 30 for 30, say they have like a more structured paying program, you know. Heck, they might even be paying players like they do in the NFL. The 30 for 30 for NIL and all the different stories would be funny.
Oh,
this
is going to be
all these guys are done playing professionally. If they fortunate enough to play, they're sitting back telling stories about said coach.
Well, as soon as they get in the league, and they're going to get to the league, and then they're going to sit around at ESPN, and they're going to be on one of those podcasts.
Listen to this.
Well, you're going to end up like Raina. You tell somebody that mess around, be like, "Hey, you gonna be getting ready for a national championship game." Hey, Coach Foreman, you know Nate Brennan, was just on Derek Pearson's podcast or whatever, and he's in the NFL. He said that you did this when the NIL.
Guess what? You're now ineligible for the game.
Now you can't coach. What do you think about that? It was
this
20 years ago.
I'm gonna share this on social media, so you can go to my Twitter, and I'm just gonna share it because it is a fantastic. And again, I know that I'm going to go down the rabbit hole, and I'm going to pair up each player. So player number one, all of his responses, I need all of them. Like I need to find out.
See, I'd like to NIL. I would really like to get 10. Like say you do 10 universities, 3 guys, no names, no nothing. Okay. How much is your NIL deal worth? How much is it real money versus benefits? Like, free condo, free car. Then how much is it really going into your bank account? Then what do you have to do for it? And when do you get paid?
Boy,
that'll give you a better understanding of it because, the guy down in Texas that has a Lamborghini, that's just you get to drive it for the season.
You're going to hear about.
You look cool as hell during that season, though.
I guarantee. Oh, and then
No
people will
doubt
mark
about
it down,
it.
and people are going to mark it down, right? Because they're going to know.
Right.
Hey, wait a minute, because all you have to do is ask around Lincoln. They'll tell you who has new cars. They're fans that have been paying attention and keeping track. Like this article is going. We are going to hear about this again. Guaranteed.
Well, now the off season is coming. You about to hear it. And the new the older guys can transfer a portal, right? Because now they can start. The guys that are already on teams can start to take visits and stuff, even more visits.
I just put it on Twitter.
What would you ask for, Nate?
He just did. With Kansas City.
No, what would you ask for?
I probably asked for probably a house.
What would you ask for, Austin?
Cash.
Yeah. DP.
I
already
tell. What's the answer from the movies? World peace.
I don't want cash. I don't want it traced back.
Give me world peace. Don't go anywhere. Teammates mentoring hour. Starting to take a remake. Yeah, don't go anywhere. Harrison Arms will take us
That
through.
Quan.
That Quan.
The Quan.
Straight cash, homie.